Hello everybody and welcome to January-February issue of Is Your Ex Coming Back? Just really quick note, like, don't freak out. You don't want to ex back. Do not watch this. It's not for you. This is simply the series for people who still feel connection with someone. They're in on and off relationship. They're not able to break the bones. I am going to, if you're the first time here, really give you a quick review of the spread that I'm doing for this situation. If you have been here before, you know the spread, then just like look, I think I'm going to put down here or which time stamp to go to, and just you go directly in the reading. So for this reading I am actually designating 7 cards, and they are significators, which means just like a title of a book, each category is going to tell me a little bit about that relationship. For the first card, the Magician, it's pretty much going to tell me if this relationship is starter. So I'll actually give the more detailed explanations for those of you who ordered the spread, which is still on the special for $50 if you really want to find about your relationship. The second card, Temperance Reversed, is really talking about things that need to be glued in a relationship. Then these are 2 significators. Either of them can be you, and it's kind of the energy and maybe communication in between. Now, what is basically the karmic intervention? What basically karma things that you need to work on in this time, and what should happen? And also the next steps in the relationship. So hopefully this kind of like gave you a really quick overview. I didn't kind of like spend too much time about that, so let's just jump straight in the readings. Hello Cancer, and your January, February is your ex coming back. Now this is really interesting. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. When you see majors, especially when you see the circular ones like these 2, my karma cards, it really means that this month is pretty much going to be something you cannot affect, even though you're going to feel like on top of the world. I really have to tell you, for those of you who want your ex back, you will actually go through different kind of like sets of circumstances, such as, do I want him, do I want her, do I don't want him, kind of like, you know, she loves me not kind of a thing. Now it's very interesting that I see over here that you are almost losing an enthusiasm, where some kind of like negotiation is going to take place over here in the meantime. Karma is saying karma accomplished. It almost like looks to me that you have been working on something. I mean, this is not necessarily 0, but 0, the Fool's card, is just like basically like a floater, if you wish. This being the first card, this being the last card. So what has been happening in this particular relationship? I think you got to some stage where you felt, I have no options. I gotta do it, and this is like what I need to do. But that turned out to be a good thing. That turned out to somehow work okay. Maybe your partner who had that door shut on you, or vice versa. Right now maybe you're getting into the stage where you actually talk, especially when you get Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune is a tricky card, right? Because everybody loves to get it, because it means you'll be on top. But most people forget that from the top you're being squished on the bottom, and then from the bottom you're going to the top. So which one do you prefer? That you're on the top of the world, or that you're going toward the top of the world? Right now, this is really telling me that you are going to have complete clarity. And then you have the Lovers to boot. Lovers means great choices, good choices. It almost like sounds to me that there is like no question that you can have your partner back. And I guess I should just pretty much close the reading here and say, that's it, off you go. So anyway, let me just grab a few more lines. Usually short readings mean nothing really eventful. In your case, it's really not that there's nothing eventful. This confuses me because you're confused. You kind of really badly wanted something that you couldn't have, that you felt like you had no options. But now, all of a sudden, maybe you don't feel that way anymore. and maybe you're considering if something can be built with this person, if this person can bring you everything that you want. It almost like would be scenario where, for example, you have been trying so hard to kind of like get through to that person, to convince them that you're great, and they were like, nah, I don't know, I'm not sure, I don't like the ring, like, you know, excuses. And then one day you win lottery. And I always say in my coaching sessions, you need to know if this is your real partner, and I'm sure I'm going to get lots of messages based on this one. And how you know is if that person is somebody you want to be with, even if, let's say, you win a jackpot on the lottery. If the answer is yes, then great. If the answer is maybe with all that money I'll be able sort of like to fix myself and I won't settle and I don't depend on somebody, you see where I'm going with that. That kind of like, it will be somehow review of this person from a different angle. So let's see, how is this going to evolve? Look, it's almost like that you feel that some of the elements are missing. It could be either that person is, let's say, good in bed, but he or she is not your friend. Or you feel connection in terms that you understand, you get each other, but there is like not much chemistry. It also, you feel that maybe you have some kind of like hesitations toward this relationship, and the reason why you have the hesitations is like that you don't feel excited around this person. There's like, I guess excitement has left the building, sort of a thing. Or you want to be praised more. It's not like you need to praise me, you need to tell me how pretty I am, or not like that. Like, it's just like you feel that there is like some kind of like a level of like something missing, that you might even be even friends and might even be a good kind of like, you know, lovers. But then, you know, maybe financially you are not rolling in the same direction. And there is like the Fool, number 0. So there is like the circle motive. And look, after a circular, we get another one. That's kind of like really interesting. Almost like you feel like, why would I repeat the cycle? Why would I go? It kind of like sounds to me that, oh my goodness. Look, you're getting the Magician in the House of the Magician. And you're getting the 4 of Wands in the House of 4 of Wands. That is like really significant. Because look at this. They have 2 and they have a 2 here. She's blindfolded. It's kind of like, which one do I choose? Almost like as if they feel they have to choose something. Maybe you push them kind of against the wall, and they're not comfortable in making that choice. And you are not comfortable with them not being comfortable with, why is this even a problem? That you want to be with me, sort of like something like that. And it kind of like feels, okay, we need to start this over. Its overall feeling is like that circular feeling that something new is starting, but it has to start completely differently. It does look like it's going to start though. It does look like you're going to that quote-unquote next level, whatever the next level is for you. So let's see where this is heading. Some of you are married. If you're married, then you have to completely go and insist on transparency. All the money on the table. There is like not yours and mine. We have children, we have bills to pay, and we have future that we need to invest into. So you know that rule of 10% going on the side. And I don't care how little money or how much money you have. That kind of like has to be applied over there. Because this also is saying, look, the stars are lining up. You're entering a period where, like, I mean, and the King of Swords can also mean a judge, and this is falling in this area, which kind of like talks about something just, something righteous. Like, I mean, this means you're not going to get everything. They're not going to get everything. But you'll both feel good about that. Kind of like, hey, you know what? Fine. You know, I'm giving you a deal, but, you know, we are moving ahead. Sort of a thing. It's going to feel quite comfortable. I don't like the Hierophant falling in this category of what needs to be glued. Why? Because it's reversed. And reversal, to me, tells me that could be a trouble in maybe somebody clearly does not want to commit. Maybe, you know, somebody insists on it, and almost like I feel like you are the ones who are having that issue. You are the ones who are now maybe realizing, and that can be another interpretation, that you're realizing you kind of like raise these walls around you. You have like these issues, and you really don't know really if you're ready to go anywhere forward at this period of time. Or maybe you're feeling that right now is just like not a good situation to kind of like really talk about something serious. It could be also somebody who maybe has lots of obligations that would kind of like affect you. It kind of like looks this way. It is very mature looking at things. Also, you're testing this partner. Wow, there is like yet another karma card. So now we have 3. We just like have 2 missing, and look at how many more cards I have in a deck. I really think for you it's very important that you feel comfort with this person. This really is confusing me, because it almost like feels like that this relationship is going to be resurrected, but it's going to kind of like dangle on a thread. You are almost like making this person earn you. And usually that happens after somebody kind of like lets you down, after somebody betrays you, which is kind of like really interesting, because they are going to be the ones who will feel that you are doing that to them. And actually it doesn't look like you're doing much on the outside. It looks like you're just watching what's going to happen. You know what they say, give them a rope, they're going to hang themselves? It's almost like that. That's what the High Priestess does. And like the Hierophant in some decks is called the High Priest. So something that needs to be fixed and something that needs to be emphasized, right? This kind of feminine and more masculine principle. This is about the rules. So you need to agree to the same rules. And the rule that somebody say, yeah, it's not agreement. That is like to shush you away. And I really think you are actually really paying attention that everything has to match. Just like that's why Temperance is showing up. Temperance says, okay, you did tell me you love me, but then when I needed help with the kids, when I needed, you know, you to call me, you just didn't, right? Or you were with somebody else. Is that love for you? Because it isn't for me. So the Temperance is saying that right now there is like opportunity to kind of like air all the grievances, because it looks like there are quite a bit of them. Funny enough is that I see that this is the person you're dealing with who is highly indecisive, and it could be kind of like battle for boundaries. It's going to, by the end of this period, like somewhere after Valentine's, it looks like you guys are going to sail through Valentine's like, you know, with flying colors. Yeah, you're getting together, it's a celebration, everything feels great. It should feel great, but somehow you're not feeling great about it. Now when you got it, why is it not feeling great? Because the core issues are still not resolved. Core issues are still, how do we go about it? What needs to be done? How do we move forward? Who is who? Hierophant is always like those big rules, like, and that's why they're like representing that as a clergy person, you know, like, I mean, when you go into church, thou shall not steal, thou shall not cheat, la la la, you know, and some stupid rules, not only good ones like these. But looks like that only one person is playing with his rules, another one person is just like saying yeah. You see what I mean? So it has to be both the action and the words that need to line up in order for this to proceed. And I really think it will be you who's going to put your foot down. It's going to be okay. It's not my way or the highway, dude. It is just like, I mean, life is too short, and I want you. Love is there, and I think it's on both sides, and there is like also intention to go forward, but keep in mind, because I do feel there is like this huge sexual attraction, but I'm not so sure that you have quite a bit of the other ingredients to keep you going. It is like a match. You light a match, it's a fire, and it looks amazing for a second, but it immediately really kind of like gets extinguished because it has a very short life. That's what usually happens with physical passion, because I'm seeing here that somehow it's in and out of that. Oh my goodness, I want to be fly on the wall for you, Cancers. I want to know what it is, but I have to tell you one thing to summarize this. It's going to be a big month and a half for them covering this. Just use it wisely and listen to your instincts. But even at that, I really think that this month will happen, let's say, in spite of you. It's not going to be like, well, I'm choosing this and it better be this way. Karma card, karma card, karma card. At one point you're going to feel, well, you know, things are not working out for me. Why? It feels unjust. I'm doing so much for you, and what are you doing? You're still hesitant and you're still kind of like sitting on the fence. And this might actually push you into kind of like re-establishing your boundaries and saying, look, you know, yes, I do want you, but not at that high price. I want you, but we need to feel a little bit better and gentler with each other. So Cancer, if you're still here, please leave me a note. And if this kind of like resonated with you, make sure you subscribe so you can get invitations for these series in the future. Some series are going to be subscribers only, and this is going to be one of them. Lastly, another option is to get on my mailing list. So just go down in the description, and all the information, including my website, including my email, is there. And if you want me to check your situation, which doesn't have to be the same, please contact me at cattarot.ca. Love you guys, and don't forget to order your annual Taroscope. It's about an hour and a half, and you can get much bigger perspective than just a month. Love you. All the best.